Welcome to the Upgrade Show on TSN Nigeria TV, and I'm OSAGIE Alex. Today is going to be amazing. That's what we always do on the Upgrade Show. We bring you tips and things that would help you leave good behind to upgrade. Sit back, don't go anywhere, and we will be right back. And that is a limiting belief. Take massive action. So you must get so excellent at what you do that people will literally predict. Trust me, you need to leave good behind so you upgrade. Hi, welcome again to the Upgrade Show. I remain your host, OSAGIE Alex. Okay, now welcome back. Now, on today's show, we're going to be telling you what the Upgrade Show is about. Yes, you've been wondering, what is Upgrade Show? What is this thing about? Today, you're going to find out what's about, the reason why we call it the Upgrade Show, what you stand to benefit for the next 15 minutes that you'll be glued to your device to watch it, and what you are going to become after you consistently watch and practice the learnings that are being shared on this show. Like I said earlier, my name is OSAGIE Alex, and I bring you the Upgrade Show. Now, what's the Upgrade Show about? Basically, it's a show that helps you to understand the need for you to upgrade, which is for you to leave the current state that you are to evolve into the state that you can become. So what is upgrade? Everybody's been talking about upgrade. Yeah, you have devices you need to upgrade. You have softwares and OS that you need to upgrade from time to time. The same thing happens to the human being. You need to understand that every human needs an upgrade. And that's why we have come to share this with you on the Upgrade Show, so you understand that your current state can be better. And it can experience an upgrade, which means you can evolve from who you currently are to who you can become. Yes, that's what upgrade is about. It's actually a journey for you to leave where you are now to where you can be, or leave who you are now to who you can become. And like we tell people, we happen to understand the shortest distance between that destination of leaving who you are now to who you can become. Now, why is upgrade important, you may want to ask? Very simple. Would you imagine using the same phone for 5 years? Think about it. Like you use the same Samsung or the same iPhone for 5 years. I think you probably would not. Why wouldn't you? Because there are other models of that same phone that it would have produced within that space of 5 years. So you want to move on to the higher version or a better model, so which means you're upgrading your phone. The same thing, you won't wear the same set of clothes or the same shoes or the same accessories for 5 years. So if you could upgrade your clothes, your devices, your shoes, even your hair, what about your mind? And that's what the Upgrade Show is about, showing you the processes that you need to follow through that can help you begin to not just remain the same person you've always been, but to begin to think differently, have a higher perspective to things, and begin to understand that there is always more on the upgrade side of life. So that's why we bring you the show. And what's the benefit for you when you sit back and watch this show? You're going to learn tips. Yes, practical life tips that you can begin to apply from now that will help you to begin to get better at whatever it is you're doing as a personal brand and also in your business. So that's why we encourage you to sit back and always tune in to this show every Wednesdays from 4 p.m. on TSN Nigeria TV. You're going to be seeing me on your devices, sharing with you the tips and the benefits of upgrading your life. Now, when you do this, remember I was using the example of the mobile devices. When you upgrade them, it has more functionalities. You have more apps you can run. You have more things you have access to because you're using the upgraded version of that phone. The same thing with your human life. When you upgrade your mindset, basically, you have more options. You see more possibilities. You gain more clarity, which means you break away from limitations and limiting beliefs. Now, you can be able to do much more than you could have done before if you did not upgrade. So it is very important. It is very important that you begin to consider to begin that journey of upgrade. Now, it is a journey. It's not a destination, because every time we evolve, every time we get better, just the same way, if someone gives you an iPhone 1 as a gift right now, you probably ask the person, what planet are you from? Why? Because even though it's an iPhone, it's an old version, it's an old model, not compared to the iPhone 11. So, the same thing with you as a human being. You need to evolve to the most recent version of who you can become. Yes, you need to evolve to the most recent version of who you can become. Now, what's the Upgrade Mastery journey about? The Upgrade Mastery journey begins with a decision. Yes, a decision. You say, Tony Robbins will always say that decision is great power, and that's true. You never start anything in your life until you make the decision. Once you make the decision, then you can begin to actually begin the journey towards upgrading yourself from where you are now to where you can become. So on this journey, it starts with a decision. And when you make that decision, then you get to know the things you need to let go. Yeah, we probably already know that the enemy of your great is your good. And as long as you feel that you're good and what you're doing is okay, you never want to consider moving to the upgrade side of life. But that's why I've come to tell you that you need to make that decision to know that you need to become great, and good is not good enough. Yes, everybody can be good. In fact, anybody can be good, but not everybody is great. And when you start your journey of upgrade, you're on that journey to greatness. There's so many footballers in the world. There are millions of footballers. But when you mention a Ronaldo or a Lionel Messi, they stand out. Those are people who are on their upgrade mastery journey, and they are getting great at what they do year in, year out. So that's the same thing that happens. You start your upgrade journey with a decision to know, I am going to leave good behind to upgrade. Yes, you need to do that. You need to make that conscious decision to leave good behind. Yes, good is okay, but there is something better than good, which is great. And like Tim Collins will say on his book, Good to Great, you need to understand that you need to move from good to great. An upgrade mastery journey helps you to make that move. And that's why you need to start it. Now, you don't have to wait till, oh, it's the end, I have to wait, oh, probably let me just run through like this all through this year, and then in the new year I probably would do something about it. No, that's another way for you to deceive yourself. In 2019, you probably said you're going to do some things this year. This is November. How many of those things have you really done? Which means you didn't take a serious, conscious decision about those things. Yes, they were nice to do things, but they were not must-do things. And upgrade is not a nice to do. It is a must-do, because you are going to remain the same way you've always been if you do not embark on that journey. And trust me, the people who start off the journey, over time, you will be subject to those people because they have left you behind. Just the same way 20 kids cannot be friends for 20 years because some definitely will upgrade and some will still remain the way they are. That's the same thing. You don't have to blame anybody for where you are because you have the power within you with your decision to change where you are and move to the upgrade side of life. So how do you begin? You make a decision. Once you make that decision, then you get to connect with people who are also on their upgrade mastery journey, and then they get to show you the ropes on what you need to do, what you need to let go. Because most importantly, the hardest part of any learning is for you to unlearn. And many people have not figured that out, so they want to try to learn new things. And because they haven't unlearned the old things they've learned before now, those old things become stumbling blocks. They become like the Great Wall of China. It becomes like the proverbial wall of Jericho that stops them from what they now want to do. So which means you have to first unlearn some things. And the upgrade journey helps you to do that. First, it helps you to break your limiting beliefs. A lot of people do not even know that you operate with limiting beliefs. To them, it's just okay. That's who I am. That's how I've been raised. That's the environment I grew in. Those are good excuses. And like I tell people, excuses are good reasons for bad results. They are the tools of the incompetent, and they that use them are not wise. So you need to stop making excuses, because you can actually evolve. Yes, and these limiting beliefs, even if they have been there with you before now, you can break them. And this is where we have to wrap it up for today. I believe you've learned a thing or two. I believe you had a great time on this show. Don't worry. We're going to continue right from here next week, Wednesday, 4 p.m. on TSL TV Nigeria, and it's going to be fun. Trust me, you need to leave good behind so you upgrade, because there is always more on the upgrade side of life. My name is Alex OSAGIE, and I'll see you next week.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.